Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Tech Sports Report. I'm your host, Matt Jenkins, and boy, have we had a busy week of Arkansas Tech athletics. We've had football kickoff, volleyball kickoff, golf, cross country, and we're going to have highlights for you of all of that coming up here on the Tech Sports Report. And also later in the show, we're going to have a preview for you of Wonder Boys Golf with head coach Luke Calcatera, and also a preview for Golden Suns cross country with head coach Tom Aspel. But first, we're going to kick off the show with highlights from this past Thursday's home opener for Wonder Boys football as they took on Southern Nazarene. The Wonder Boys opened the game fast on the 3-yard touchdown run by Braden Stringer to make it a 7-0 lead early in the first quarter. Early in the second, the Wonder Boys started getting separation on this 31-yard touchdown pass from Ty Resner to Jabias Cross to make it a 23-0 lead. Just a few minutes later, Brian Allen stretches the lead to 30-0 as the Wonder Boys would head into halftime with a 37-0 lead. In the third quarter, Jabias Cross goes deep and hits Michael Fine for a 31-yard touchdown strike to stretch the lead to 46-0, and that would end up being the final score. The Wonder Boys pitched their first shutout in 14 years, with their last shutout coming November 2nd against West Alabama. Ty Resner went for 22 for 26 with 231 yards passing and a touchdown. Brian Allen led all rushers with 76 yards rushing and a touchdown, and Michael Fine added 7 receptions for 99 yards and a touchdown. The Arkansas Tech Golden Suns volleyball team kicked off their season this past weekend in the Christian Brothers tournament coming in Memphis, Tennessee. The Suns started off the tournament with a pair of victories on Friday. Tech opened the tournament with a 3-1 win over St. Joseph's and followed up with a dramatic 3-2 win over Barton College, scoring 5 of the last 6 points in the fifth set to win that set 15-13 and come away with the match. The Golden Suns had no such luck on the second day of the tournament as they dropped a 3-0 match to Texas A&M Kingsville and followed it up with a very tough 3-2 loss in 5 sets to the host team, Christian Brothers. The Golden Suns cross-country team also opened up their season in Memphis, Tennessee at the Memphis Twilight on Saturday night. Arkansas Tech came away from the race with a 15th place finish. The Golden Suns finished ahead of conference counterpart Southern Arkansas, who was the GAC runner-up last season, as well as ahead of Sun Belt Conference member and Division I member Arkansas Little Rock. Freshman Kami Hedstrom led the Golden Suns with a 63rd place finish and a time of 19 minutes and 15 seconds, that 30th fastest time in Golden Suns history. Currently right now, the Golden Suns are in action right now at the Fall Region Central Preview right now in Olathe, Kansas. After completing the first round, the Golden Suns sat in third place with an overall team score of 312 for 24 over par. They are just 8 strokes back of the tourney leader Central Oklahoma and 6 strokes back of second place Augustana. Pia Nubankni led the entire field, shooting an opening round 74 for 2 over par for a 1-stroke lead. Avery Struck also cashed in for a top 10 spot with a 76 to come in for a tie for 7th. Caroline Fredensborg scored an opening round 79 to come into a tie for 17th. Speaking of golf, we're going to have Wonder Boys head coach Luke Calcatera on set with us coming up next here on the Tech Sports Report to preview the upcoming season for the Wonder Boys golf team. Stay tuned. You're watching the Tech Sports Report.
I knew Arkansas Tech had an impressive history,
but I didn't know that my professors would look out for my future.
I knew I'd be throwing fastballs on the field, but I didn't know I'd be on the fast track to physical therapy school.
I knew my art professors had years of experience, but I didn't know that I would get real-world experience before graduation.
I knew Tech was close to home, but I didn't know it would feel like home.
Tech has one of the highest graduation rates in the state. Come take a tour of campus and discover what else you don't know about Tech.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Welcome back to the Tech Sports Report. I'm your host, Matt Jenkins. I have the Wonder Boys golf head coach, Luke Calcatera. Coach, how are you doing this afternoon?
Good to be here.
Ready for 2016-17 to get going?
Yes, it's been a long summer, but happy to have all the golfers back on campus and get started with another season.
Absolutely. Before we talk about this upcoming year, let's talk about last year. You had a very successful 2015-16 campaign, finishing second in the Great American Conference. Talk a little bit about the success you guys found last year.
Right, we kind of picked up our pace and started playing better in the spring season, which is what you always want with, your golf team. And we had our fourth straight regional appearance, which is good. Our team has been there. We've got some good returners coming back as well. And then, we were able to have an individual qualify for the national tournament last season, which it's been a few years since we've been to the national tournament. So that's always a good start. And, a lot of pressure and, motivation to get back there again this year.
One of those players you talked about getting to the national tournament, freshman BRYCE. He was GAC Freshman of the Year, all-region player, and also played in that tournament. What a year for BRYCE as a freshman.
Right. He was actually the player of the year for the conference as well as freshman of the year. He will be a sophomore this year from Johannesburg, South Africa. Good team motivator. He just adds a lot of, great traits to our team, pushes the other guys, and a guy we're definitely glad to have back and expecting, a lot of more big things from him this season.
And also another player that saw a lot of big success was Austin Smith, who was first team All-GAC, just like BRYCE, a good year for Austin.
Right. Our 2016-17 team roster has got 10 players, 5 from different countries and 5 from Arkansas and Texas. And Austin was right behind BRYCE for Player of the Year, had a 73.3 average, and, has just improved each season. And, he's a local guy right here from Russellville, Arkansas. So, another thing, expect great things from him this year. Those two guys are definitely going to be the ones to lead the team this season.
And you also have a couple of returners come back, and Julio Awares, I'm sorry, I mispronounced that,
right,
and Jay Trusty. So I'm sure you got big expectations with the freshmen you have coming in. We'll talk about the freshmen in a minute, but with the good mix of freshmen and returners coming back for this year.
Right. Julio, has played great in qualifying so far this year. He's also a senior this season, and Jay redshirted from Danville, Arkansas, and Jay redshirted last year, so this will be his first year of eligibility and has improved a lot over the summer. On top of that, we've got 6 newcomers as well, to where there's going to be a lot more competition to make the traveling squad and be able to compete each week with that group.
Talk about some of the new faces we could see out on the course for the Wonder Boys this year.
One thing, one player I expect to see a lot is Ryan Spurlock from Maumelle, Arkansas. Ryan's done great in qualifying so far. We leave on Saturday for our first event, but he's qualified really good, had a great summer, and really just a great pickup on our team of, an Arkansas guy who had a lot of options for colleges and is here at Arkansas Tech, and I expect him to do a lot of great things.
And you just spoke about it too. Your first tournament is this weekend. Just talk a little bit about that tournament. What you expect out of your boys for the first tournament of the year.
The fall season, we face a lot of our regional teams. It's important to get out of the gate early and play well because we have so many head-to-heads within our region in the first couple tournaments. Our first event is at Awari Dunes in Nebraska, and it's where our regional is going to be in the 2017 in the spring. So it's going to give our players a chance to see the golf course before they play for the regional, because that's our most important tournament of the year. If we play well at that one, we qualify for the national championship.
Is there any first tournament jitters, because this is your first one, and I'm sure most of them may have just a little bit of rust. I mean, everybody's going to have a little rust on the first tournament of the year, but you guys have been practicing. Is there anything like in the back of your mind or in the player's mind that just first tournament of the year, nervous obviously to get out there?
There is, definitely with freshmen. We've got a lot of talented freshmen that are going to play this year, and you've just got to put them in there and, have them get started and go through it. And, as solid as these players are, you feel it on the first hole, and you feel it maybe for the first few holes, but then once they get in a rhythm, it's just like another tournament. So, they get used to it.
And it takes just one tournament at a time and then just get better and better.
Right.
Well, Coach, thank you so much, and good luck on your upcoming season.
Thank you.
And we'll have full highlights for you from the Wonder Boys opening tournament here on the Tech Sports Report. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the head coach of the Golden Suns cross-country team, Tom Aspel, here on set with us. You're watching the Tech Sports Report.
Are you a Tech sports fan? Then it's time for you to get rewarded with the Fight On Rewards app. Check into Tech athletic events to earn points and redeem for awesome prizes. You can also interact on social media, fan polls, and post pictures through our fan cam. The app is now available for free through the App Store or the Google Play Store. Looking to get the inside stories of Arkansas Tech athletics? Then be sure to subscribe to Tech Talk, the official podcast of Arkansas Tech Sports. Available for free right now on iTunes.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back to the Tech Sports Report. I'm here with Golden Suns cross-country head coach Tom Aspel. Coach, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
There ain't no reason to complain sometimes. The Golden Suns cross-country team just kicked off their season this past weekend at the Memphis Twilight, and a pretty good way to kick off your season, I would say. Finished ahead of a couple GAC teams, including Southern Arkansas, and above Sun Belt Conference member Arkansas Little Rock. So what was your overall takeaway from the Memphis Twilight?
That meet is kind of a blowout. The Cobwebs, every team runs everybody they have on their roster to see who their top 7 is. And even though we're 15th, we were the third D2 team, so that's good. Last year we weren't like that, but this year we're going to step in the right direction.
And I'm sure you'd agree that one of the biggest takeaways from that meet was Cami Hedstrom ran the 30th best time in school history, and that came from a freshman. That in itself is incredible, and I'm sure you'd agree.
Yeah, I like that because, we're 21 years of kids running, 7 or 8 kids each year running, so that time is pretty decent for a freshman starting out. She was just surprised that, I knew she'd run good, but she beat her PR from high school by about 40 seconds.
And I'm sure you'd say that the sky's the limit for Cami, too.
Well, any of them, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't see a ceiling up there.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So talk a little bit about some of the returning talent that you have, because you got a good mix of freshmen with some returning Golden Suns.
I've got 2 juniors, Mary Simmons and Logan Edwards. They're off to a slow start right now. I mean, the freshmen are running rings around them right now. Now they'll come on. I mean, they're training good. Don't get me wrong, but I need something more out of them.
What do you think's missing out of the returners right now?
They just got set in their ways from the last 2 years, and you got 2 freshmen coming in, so they're going to have to adjust, and they will in time, but.
And we talked about Cami, one of the freshmen that came in. Talk about some of the newcomers that we could see out running for the Golden Suns this year.
We got one from Dallas, from South Carolina, Texas, Amy Riera. Amy just got first race jitters. She should be up there, right there with Cami, because when they train, they both run together. Then you got Mallory Morris from up northwest Arkansas. She's basically a half-miler, but she's starting to come on. She's starting to stick longer in the runs when they stick up with them. So, sometimes it just takes adjustment. I mean, the biggest thing that we have when we race is adversity. And that's what, even in practice, it's adversity, and that's what you have to adjust to.
And you guys just kicked off your season with the Memphis Twilight, so you're still kind of working out some of the jitters, the preseason bugs, and then by the time you get into the rest of this year and heading into 2017, should have all the bugs worked out, I would say.
We should. Usually we've got enough big meets, I call them super meets, that'll sort things out. And that's where you're going to run your fastest time. That's where you build confidence. And that's when you got to, basically all you go, you don't have to think about much. You just get in there, hey, how fast can I get to the finish line?
Absolutely.
And that's what I like to look for.
And we're going to build some more of that confidence this weekend. You guys are going to be in Conway, Arkansas at the UCA Open. Most of the races you run are 5Ks. This one is a 4K. So first off, does the 4K change anything from the mindset of the racers and you as the coach?
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, it's faster. I want to see what kind of an engine they got, So it's like a poker game. We're going all in, just because it will be fast. There won't be any time to settle down. And if you do settle down, you're going to get beat. So you're just going to have to go. It's like a test lap on a racetrack. you know, it's shorter. It's over a half-mile shorter. So,
absolutely.
You know, so it's like in poker. We're going all in, and you know, let's see what happens. I mean, some of them may falter, but I don't care. You know, you've got to get out and see what you got.
Got to make mistakes to get better. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you so much. We'll have full highlights for you from the UCA Open here on the Tech Sports Report next week. But until then, Coach, we appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Tech Sports Report.
I knew I'd follow my heart into the Arkansas Tech nursing program, but I didn't know I'd fall in love with the campus.
I knew I would check out international business, but I didn't know I could check out a mountain bike.
I knew Tech had plenty of degrees that matched my interest.
But I didn't know I wanted to study pre-med.
Or pre-law.
I knew Arkansas Tech had an impressive history,
but I didn't know that my professors would look out for my future.
Tech has one of the highest graduation rates in the state. Come take a tour of campus and discover what else you don't know about Tech.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
Welcome back to the Tech Sports Report. I'm your host, Matt Jenkins, and now it is time for a Fight On Rewards poll question of the week. You can answer this question on the Fight On Rewards app powered by Superfan U. This week, our trivia question is, last season, BRYCE became just the 6th Arkansas Tech men's golfer to ever make the NCAA Division II National Championships. The first 5 all made it as a team in what year? Was it A, 1995, B, 1998, C, 2001, or D, 2004? Again, you can answer this question on the Fight On Rewards app, available for free from the App Store for Apple devices and on the Google Play Store for Android devices. And now we've received an update from the Golden Suns golf team, and as they're participating in the Central Region Fall Preview. The Arkansas Tech Golden Suns golf team finished in 2nd place in the Central Region Fall Preview at the Prairie Highlands Golf Club in Olathe, Kansas on Wednesday afternoon. Pia Nubankdi followed her strong first-round performance, shooting a second-round 76 to finish in 2nd place with an overall tournament score of 6 over par. Avery Struck also followed a strong first-round performance with a second-round score of 79 to finish the tournament, shooting 11 over par and a tie for 6th place. Caroline Fredensborg also shot up the leaderboard, shooting a second-round 77 to finish in a tie in 11th place with an overall score of 12 over par. And now as we've wrapped up all of our past week's activities, now it's time to preview what's upcoming here on the Arkansas Tech athletic schedule. On Friday, the Golden Suns volleyball team will return to the court for the Henderson State Ouachita Baptist Tournament. The Suns will face Drury at 9 o'clock a.m. and then will play Northern State at 2 p.m. Tech will play 2 more matches on Saturday as the Suns will challenge Lindenwood at 9 a.m. and then face Pittsburgh State at 2 o'clock p.m. Also, don't forget the Golden Suns home opener will be next Tuesday as the Golden Suns will host Southern Arkansas at 6 p.m. inside Tucker Coliseum. The Wonder Boys football team will be on the road this weekend as they travel to Shawnee, Oklahoma to take on Oklahoma Baptist on Saturday. Kickoff is scheduled for 12 o'clock p.m. at Crane Family Stadium. As we mentioned earlier in the show, the Golden Suns cross-country team will compete at the Central Arkansas Open in Conway, Arkansas. That race is scheduled for an 8 o'clock a.m. start. The Wonder Boys and Golden Suns golf teams will be both back in action on Monday and Tuesday of next week. The Wonder Boys will be playing in the UNK Fall Invitational in Kearney, Nebraska, and the Golden Suns will be in action at the University of Indianapolis Invitational at Carmel, Indiana. Join us next week here on the Tech Sports Report as we'll have highlights from all things Arkansas Tech athletics coming up next week. Until then, I'm Matt Jenkins. We appreciate you watching. You've been watching the Tech Sports Report.